Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another Hogwarts Legacy video. And today we're going to be talking about the performance of the game, how to have the best optimized game, not only to be able to run on your PC, but also on your console, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, and Xbox Series X. So if you guys like how that sounds, a like is much appreciated, and let's dive into this video. So with the console, it's kind of straightforward. There isn't much to deal with. Only one thing is going to make the game better, and that is going to be under the performance mode. This one, you definitely want to choose performance over fidelity with ray tracing and also fidelity. What is happening right now during the game? The graphics of the consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and X, are not being able to handle what currently is happening with Hogwarts Legacy. So the best thing, if you're having any issues running fidelity and fidelity with ray tracing, I would suggest going with performance. Even though performance is going to be a high frame rate mode, favoring performance, you'll have higher frame rates, which you won't be having. They won't be dropping like if you were to choose fidelity or ray tracing or fidelity. So if you just want to enjoy the game with less frame rates, then go that route. If you don't care, then the other two choices are fine. Now, let's dive into the PC settings, because this is where it gets kind of complicated, because it just depends on the type of computer you have. If you have a better computer, then you are able to push a computer a little higher. But if you don't, then what would be the drawing line that you need to choose? So let's dive into this video more in depth in regards to the PC settings. So first, we're going to go into the display options. Now, this here is just depends on the type of monitor that you're going to be using. So on the window mode, you have two options: windowed full screen and window. I'll go with the first one with window full screen. Now, I do have a BenQ 78E7. It's an older monitor. It runs 1920 by 1080, but it does help me with the way the game runs. So I'm able to use the upscale type, which is going to the NVIDIA DLS. What this one does, it does do an improvement on my performance because I'm running at a lower resolution. Where now we're also going to go over NVIDIA DLS over quality. So what it does here says the upscale mode determines the resolution on which the frames are rendered. Quality modes render at a higher resolution, while performance modes run at a higher frame rates at a cost of image quality. So if you guys want quality over performance, then do choose NVIDIA DLSS quality. Your frames are going to run much better, and you're going to enjoy the game a lot better quality. Now, for upscale sharpness, just go down to 0. For NVIDIA Reflex low latency, go with on instead of off, because what it does is says is used to reduce system latency, which increases PC responsiveness. So if you guys have a computer that is not, let's just say, not a very powerful computer, then go this route. When I say powerful computer, I'm meaning like you have probably the highest CPU, the highest GPU. If you don't have it, then go this route. Now the frame rates do uncap, so you are able to take advantage. So under field of view, go either -1, or if you're on 0, just stay on 0. Motion blur on. The fields, chroma calibration, field grain, choose on. Now, like I said, this just depends on the type of monitor that you guys have. My settings probably will not work for you. It just depends on the type of monitor. You have to see what your monitor has. If it also, like, see here, my HDR is disabled because my monitor does not handle HDR. Now let's move on to the next setting, which is going to be the graphic options, and this just depends on the graphic card that you guys have. In my case, I have a 3080 graphic card, which is not a very new graphic card. It's actually an older graphic card because it's from like 2 years ago. But However, the 3080 video card somewhat is decent, so I'm able to push this one a little bit more, but I do as I run the game. So let me show you guys here when I'm running it at ultra, and you'll be able to see, and I could tell you guys how it's able to run. So as you guys see here, I have it running at ultra, and I'm running the game, but I do see frames that are dropping. Right now I'm running at 40, 31, 30 frames per second, and if I stop right away, it goes to 40, it goes to 47. So as you see there, I'm running it at ultra, but it's my frames per second are suffering, which is not good because then I'm going to have really bad latency, and it's going to affect the way I'm going to be able to enjoy the game, and of course how I'm going to be playing it. So we're going to need to adjust a few things to make this run a lot more smoother. So what the developers of Hogwarts Legacy have done is they've given you a couple of options. So if you go under a global quality preset, they're giving you four different settings. You have low, medium, high, and ultra. As you guys were able to see there, my game was not handling ultra. So we're gonna go take it a little bit one step down, and we're gonna choose high. Now, what it means is that my effect quality, my material quality, my fog, sky, foliage quality, pose, shadow, texture, and everything that has to do in regards of how the game is going to look, that is how my game is going to perform. So let's just run a little bit really quick high, and then we're going to go into run benchmark to be able to see how the game performs. So now I have it on high, and I'm going to run really quick like I did previously, and look, I did gain like about 5 to about 10 frames per second. So I'm running right now 43. If I stop and I use a different type of spells, at 41. So I'm still suffering from frame rate. So we're going to do more adjustments. So I'm just showing you guys what exactly you guys could do to be able to run the game, even though at times the game looks somewhat okay. And as you see here, we're going to just take a look at the exploration of the entire game. See the map. I mean, things do look kind of nice, but we can make a lot more improvements by the way the game is going to run. Of course, not everything, the lower I go, let's say if I go to medium and I go to low, all the greens and everything is going to be showing less. Like you say, like in this case, you see those birds are running. So instead of having what, 5, 6 birds, you're only going to be able to see 2 birds because you are running at different settings. All right, so we're going to leave it at high, and what we're going to do is we're going to adjust a few more things to be able to run the game much better. One of the things that it's really not working well with the game, and I think that it's something with every single game that you play, and it's that ray tracing. Ray tracing is something that you want to enjoy in the game because it makes things a lot more vivid. But in this case, with a 3080 video card, that's not going to happen. Now, if you guys have one of the latest video cards, or maybe even a 3090 or a 40 model, which is the latest from NVIDIA, then I would probably go with ray tracing because those will handle your gaming a lot better than this one. So we're going to turn off ray tracing. We're going to turn it off for the shadows, and we're also going to turn it off for the ambient in conclusion. So overall, this is going to improve my game, and we're just going to go apply, and I'm going to show you guys really quick how this improvement made my computer run the game much better. All right, since I removed ray tracing and I'm able to now running around, and I can tell you I'm looking at my frames, and now I am in my highest 50s. We're just going to climb. You're going to see it right now. I'm running at 60. So as you are able to see, I'm pretty much just going at 54 right now. I wish I could show you guys what exactly I'm running, but I'm just letting you know at this moment. So I'm on my 40s, 50s, and then overall, I mean, my game performance improved because my frame rates are higher. I'm having less drops, and overall, the game is just going to run a lot better if I just pretty much just remove ray tracing. So if you guys have ray tracing enabled, do that first, disable it, and maybe run it at a high, or even try it at ultra and see how it handles. Now you also have an option that you're able to run the benchmark. So if you click on it, the game itself, it says this will run automatic hardware analysis of your machine. You may be experiencing a brief pause in which will recommend graphical settings will be pre-selected for you. So we're going to see what it does, and we'll able to see. So as we see here, it just pretty much added everything at ultra. It did recommended. So it just, what it did is just put my whole entire settings at ultra, which I mean, the benchmark is not that very smart because it doesn't really show you what exactly your game should be running. So let me show you guys really quick here and run it at their settings with the benchmark. And as you are able to see, my frames are even more lower, even though the game looks kind of better, but at the same time I'm losing a lot of frames. So right now I'm running at 49, I'm running at low 40s. So overall, I think the best settings for me in this case is going to be at high, and just test it out for you yourself. Do the benchmark if you want to go that route, but if you don't, so if you want to run your game much better, just remove ray tracing if you have that option. Now, if you don't have that option, your graphic card's a little older than that and can't handle that, then what I would do is the following. I would focus on material quality. I will remove that because what it does is impacting your GPU performance. So I would probably choose that to either medium or low. It just depends on what you are running. And then after that, I would probably go into the sky quality, even the fog quality. So everything that is handling your GPU. So like this one is the foliage quality, and also the post quality, the shadow quality, and texture quality. All of those I would probably bring it down to about medium. And if that is still an issue, then you probably need to go to a low quality. And unfortunately, that is what's going on with PC. It's just about with any other game that you are running. Unfortunately, not everyone is able to run the game at a high or ultra, and it just depends on what you are running. Just make those changes and your game will improve much better. Now, if you're looking for the best audio quality, then I would probably choose is the following: either go with home or night mode. Night mode is pretty cool because it enhances everything that's around you, and it just makes everything sound better. So overall, guys, those are going to be the best PC settings in this case for my game. For you, just make those adjustments that I suggested, and you guys will be able to run your game much better on PC. And for consoles, I already provided you with the different settings that you need to do. Just choose performance over fidelity with ray tracing and fidelity, and your game is going to run much better. It's not going to look much better, but is going to perform much better. So overall, those are the best Hogwarts Legacy settings that you guys can do at this moment for performance over quality. So a like is much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the subscription button for more Hogwarts Legacy coming your way. Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.